call in the situation. So we'll get a call from a property owner, a homeowner, a business owner, and they'll say, we noticed this thing happening, and this is the way we remember the chain of events. And that's important to them because their property that's being affected, they want to come up with a solution. What we don't need to do, though, is sometimes rely on that information, that storytelling for us to understand what's happened. We rely on science, contrary to popular belief. A lot of the things that we do here in disaster services does rely on scientific proof. So what we'll do do non-invasive moisture testers, we'll record the facts through photography and video. We'll check to see where did the damages seem to originate and what was the consequence, where did it spread after that. So a recent example that we had was a person, they believed a series of circumstances started with no water to a building, limited heat to a building, and how could this loss have happened? Going through the facts, it turned out that the source of the damage was absolutely water damage, but what had happened is the water supply had run dry while they were gone, and so when they came home and they saw there was no water within the dwelling, as they had suspected, their first thought was, how could this be water damage? Because in our recollection, the water was shut off to this building. So sometimes we want to listen to a person's story. That's important. We want to understand what they saw, what they heard, what they thought happened, but it never replaces the facts. We always want to rely on the facts of our testing to determine what actually happened. This morning, what I did with all staff at BiocleanLloydminster is we put people into groups. And with every group, there was at least one experienced, if not two very experienced technicians, or journeymen, or even master technicians, master restorers. They put along some junior people that maybe didn't have a lot of experience, and then some people that had no experience. It's important to get perspective that everyone gets the same information. I did a very simple report. It was just a photo bundle with some moisture readings going through room by room, area by area, and everyone got the exact same information, the exact same timelines, and says, go through the facts, go through the photos, go through the moisture readings, room by room, area by area, and see if you can determine what the cause of loss was. The first group got it very quickly, and then bit by bit, as more information happened, walking group by group, eventually everyone came to the same conclusion. The facts help determine whether or not we can properly identify what happened so it doesn't happen in the future. In this particular loss, what happened, there was extensive water damage that somehow mysteriously dried, and it was from a hot water tank that malfunctioned while the homeowner was away, and it released a lot of hot water and steam to an isolated area. That did escape from its original source, went out through a portion of the building, started to equalize, but it caused some immediate damage from this hot steam rolling throughout a portion of the building. As this hot steam started to cool, getting farther away from the source, it attracted itself to different cold surfaces, such as the ceiling, such as the walls, such as the flooring, and it dried very quickly. And then the water source ran dry, and so when the person got home, no water damage apparently, except in isolated areas, but a lot of water damage, and they couldn't figure it out. And so it's just a matter of first determining what is the story a person thinks within their mind. What do they think happened? But then we have to prove it. We have to find out where the damage actually happened through, again, testing, documenting, measure every area, and then start to understand, how did this environment possibly react? How could something become water damaged and almost dry overnight? How that happened? Through training, through different certifications we achieve here, all comes in handy when you walk into a situation like this where it appeared that damage happened overnight out of nowhere. And so originally it was thought perhaps a roof leak had happened. That certainly wasn't the case.